Hey, it's fixed.
Is it? Oh yay. All it took was unplugging.
It's like,
Alright.
hey, Sharky.
Audio. Heck yeah. Weird.
The spring is too short though, and it doesn't open fully. I like have kind of a hard time believing that they're all built to the same spec and quality. I can show you mine on stream in a minute. There is sound, yay, and gone again.
Wait.
It's fine.
No, I think we're finally rocking and rolling.
It cut out there.
Maybe we should say again what we're doing and what's happened since yesterday.
Yeah, so we'll catch everybody up to speed. So, where do you want to start?
Slug has been lovely and has donated a bunch of hardware kits for Team Dauntless for Ragfest in October. And Michelle printed out a buttload of pieces, and we are stitching them together to have.
How's a buttload compared to an ass ton?
A buttload is slightly less.
Slightly less. All right. Yeah. Maybe next time we'll get an ass ton of the ass ton first.
Yeah. And so yesterday on stream we got 3/4 of a single one done, despite being on stream for like 3 hours.
Yeah, but we also had a really good time. We hung out. We've gotten a lot done. So most of these are predominantly installed. So this is a full front end, ripped and ready to go. Actually,
got a couple butts.
Yeah.
Also ready to go.
Back end for this one is a thin mag release, which I think means it's for Addy. Addy likes the thinner magazine release. This one's actually my back end because it's gonna have a stock built in. So they're all similar. They all color coordinate, but they're all also very very different. Each one has kind of a special flavor, almost by necessity, because it's how building a bunch of things at once goes. EU, it's a vampire. Right back at you, Venom Boy.
You didn't tell me. How did you get in my house? I didn't invite you.
See, it's a standing invitation, and I did ask the first time I came over. Yeah. Your mother loved it. I think your mom actually really likes vampires.
She does.
I
think Vampire Diaries is one of her favorite shows.
Yeah, she was like, moms love Drac, what can we say?
It's true. I think both of my parents like you a lot.
Yeah. I actually, hanging out with Addy's dad, a.k.a. Daddy O'Shea, a.k.a. the independent variable in Reno, was bomb.com. He taught me to play craps. Still not good at playing craps, but an attempt was made. There was effort. Who are you people? You're very welcome for the Scudo Super Wacky. I'm thrilled that you enjoyed it. I have one in each color left. But I will not be making any more ever. So once they're gone, they're gone. They're gone. We've already moved on over at MGW into the Gen 3 Scudos. They have a completely different sort of flavor to them, so to speak. And I am Patrick. No, you ain't, Goku. Unless you're hanging out. I'm in Nevada right now. I'm in Reno. Tonight, Addy and I are going to drive to P-Rock. P-Rock. People's Republic of California.
Okay. I have literally never heard that in my life.
I'm gonna do my best to survive in P-Rock, guys. As I feel my freedom units flow away from me. Mutual combat is not legal in the state of California. Neither are a lot of other things.
There are a lot of things.
But P-Rock ain't bad. The weather's okay, and the people there are more or less good.
The other one first. This is just not.
Why are you not at Area 51? Addy and I started our morning at Area 51. There were no aliens, and there were a bunch of losers there talking about memes. So Addy and I decided to come home and make Talon calls with you guys. The raid Area 51 crowd was pretty much 4chan IRL.
Something in the middle of the frame. Yeah, that camera's broken for some reason.
And we...
I don't know what's up with the top cam.
Do it again?
Ooh.
Yeah, weird. It's like frozen.
Oh.
I don't know what to say.
Maybe unplugging the plug down.
Yeah, I'll mess with it.
Alright. Welcome Valor and age 26 and Carmen Singh and Rick Bradley. I got
Okay.
lots of people in here and that makes me happy.
I got it fixed now, but now
Adjust it out.
Grab that.
Are you coming to Ragfest, Valor?
I think he said he was. When I talked to him about it last. He came last year, right?
yeah. No.
No.
Not come last year.
He's been to Indoor now, but I don't think he's done a rag yet.
I met him at Indoor. That was nice.
You gotta get on that rag, Valor. It's probably not everybody's favorite Ragnarok expression, but I really like it. Anytime I can add goofy chicanery to Nerf, I try to. Rob Blair would be proud. I don't know if that's a good metric to judge your actions by, but Rob Blair would be
I'm not
proud.
gonna comment on that
Fair enough.
one.
Fair enough. It's a bunch of nerds and not the good kind. Yeah. Coop was there though.
Wait, Coop went to Area 51?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Coop wishes he was there.
It would only mildly surprise me.
It would only surprise you a little bit. He would definitely fit in with the crowd there. That's for sure.
You would have a fantastic time.
He would. There would be many memes. You should definitely do an alien themed blaster with a rapid red. I mean, they Nerf did a bunch of alien themed blasters.
Alien Menace.
Yeah, they were menacing. I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing like an actual Geiger's alien version of a blaster. I think that would be kind of cool. Call it the Xenomorph. Get Addy to.
Ooh, shot eggs.
What if you shot eggs? Yeah, it would be cool.
That'd be fun.
I actually recently learned that that's yeah, we're gonna keep that off.
We talked about what?
We'll talk about we got a long car ride where we could talk about eggs. I was blown away. I thought it was a joke, and it wasn't a joke. And I was like, oh god, I wish it was a joke.
We're moving on now.
Yep. Which is a point, the people, the reason for low likes and subs on YouTube is I don't understand what we're talking about. I missed something.
Trip is asking if he's running his live stream at all. Yes, he's also on Twitch. So if you open up both chats, you get the full conversation.
Yeah, you get the complete experience.
Also, you support us both, and that is also very good.
Yeah, we're a big fan of that.
If you're watching on Twitch right now, I'm on Foam Blast,
YouTube.com/Foam Blast.
And if you're on my channel watching him, he's also on twitch.tv/Vampire Drac.
You can just open those up and mute one, and it makes Addy and I very happy.
Yeah.
Because we both get large viewer bases. Still loving the watch. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't ever really take it off. It's easily the nicest watch I've ever owned. I'm super bummed. Tudor has a replacement policy for it. But it was actually at a war, and I caught it really hard while sliding into cover. And so my 3 here, which was the ideal place to wear it, tore. You can kind of see there's like damage on my rubber strap there. So I wear it a little tight now. It's not so tight it's uncomfortable, or I wear it a little loose. But the perfect eyelet is gone, and it's sad.
Sad day.
The cool thing is, so like it does have a bracelet, which is what watch enthusiasts call metal straps. I guess bracelet makes sense now that I'm saying all that out loud.
Around your wrist. So.
Yeah. But to me that makes it like classes up the watch too much to wear it as a daily driver, so to speak. So I really like the rubber strap.
You can't be classy in your day to day.
I feel like if you wear the bracelet, you need to stop wearing t-shirts and tactical pants. Like I think you gotta match.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Like this makes it still feels like my G-Shock, which is I grew up wearing a G-Shock watch. So, but thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Like I've said before, I am actually a huge horologist, which is a fancy way of saying a time enthusiast, and it makes my day when people are like, hey man, that's a nice watch. Like it says you care.
Sweet timepiece.
Sweet timepiece. Call that hood rich. Wait, what? What do you call hood rich? When you're wearing trashy clothes, but like your watch is. No, that would make sense. That's like the dudes who wear white beaters, basketball shorts, Nike slides, and then a $4,000 chain. Like,
How heavy are those chains?
those chains can get real heavy. Like,
Yeah.
you start doing white
That does
gold or
not
gold.
sound comfortable.
You start doing them like 8mm Cuban links. Ooh, like fucking iced out Cuban links. You're wearing 3-4 pounds around your neck. Like,
But it makes everyone around you respect you
I was gonna
more.
say,
Respect.
pockets so heavy, Ninja Turtle swag. Bebop rock city.
Valor says he got a smartwatch, so he never misses notifications.
Smartwatches aren't watches.
I would be too overwhelmed. Sometimes I have to mute my phone and throw it across the room because there's just too many, and you can't do that.
I got some strong opinions about smartwatches.
If I with a watch, I lose it.
Not a fan of smartwatches. I know that they're really good for some people, but they are not for me. A wristwatch, in a world where everybody has their time in their pocket, a watch is supposed to connect us to the past and give us an appreciation for man's triumph over science.
I also generally don't like anything around my wrists, and that's why there's not.
Do we have priming bars, or are we shy a set of those as well? Rip.
There might be one of my boys.
I need 2. So.
Well, we're getting hit.
Gotcha. Well, I'll move that over to the side. So you guys can see, like, we've got back in some progress.
Keeping this from mating nice?
Well, usually a lack of charisma or height, but, yeah, it's easy. Actually, your tape doesn't want to go into the barrel.
Ah.
Your tape is too far in, so you're going to have to pull that out, either trim it or move it up a little bit.
I'll probably trim it.
Yeah.
That sounds easier. Spam Man with the double donation! This is a reminder that this time all super chats and bits aren't going to a special thing, they're going to our pockets because we're people too. And yesterday we got Popeyes.
That's true. Yeah, yesterday we spent your money on fried chicken buckets, and we balled out. It was great. But yes, no, your money is not going to a good cause unless you consider Addy and I's health and well-being a good cause, in which case any super chats go to Addy, any bit donations go to me, and Spam. Thank you so much for the double drop, the dubs. It's always nice when it's even, so Addy and I don't get jealous. Yesterday, that was a big thing. I had gotten a few subscriptions. Actually, more than a few subscriptions. I had gotten quite a few subscriptions and a couple of bits.
Casual drop in there with the subscriptions.
The sub bomb. It's September, boys. And I was like, yo, Addy's streaming too. And then Addy's blew up, and then I was jealous. So, like, circle of life.
Turns out YouTube gives you real money, and Twitch gives you pennies.
Smartwatch is the dumb way to spend 3 months' wages to tell the time and save reaching into your pocket. I mean, again, like, they're right for some people.
I always get a little sad when I'm talking to someone with a smartwatch, and, like, you see them look at it because they got their notification, and, like, it doesn't make the sound, so it's unintrusive, you know? And
yeah, but they're still saying...
I notice that I'm talking to you, and you're paying attention to me, and then you, like, kind of do this weird thing with your eyes, and then you look at your watch.
Yeah, your watch...
I know you got a notification. I know you're reading your text.
Your watch shouldn't take you out of the world. We have such digital lives already. I get that for some people it's necessary for reminders, for medicine, for all sorts of stuff. Like, I've heard every excuse in the book.
I have heard that the alarms are really, really nice. Like, if you wear your watch to bed, it'll wake you up just because. Like, hey, time to get up. And that sounds very nice.
Especially if you're sleeping next to someone that doesn't want to get up at the same time as you.
Yeah.
Not a problem for
really
me.
Nice.
Jinx gets up when I get up. Jinx actually has been waking me up a bunch recently. I'm really happy now that she's...
Spam Man!
Uh-oh.
Line the pockets of the people you love. Double donation X2. Oh, shit!
Thank you.
It's a bit explosion over here. You're the best, Spam. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, the bits are done, guys. Go home.
And we've met our quota.
Because you can't have phones up to height in the grid that makes it easy to get texts and shit. I get that. Like, there's plenty of reasons. Pebble was actually pretty cool, I thought. Pebble was like the hobbyist smartwatch.
I liked that the Pebble was so customizable and you could have whatever face you want.
Yeah, I mean,
that was really neat.
It was very much like the Tinker's smartwatch.
I don't think that was a problem because it's not worse now.
Okay, well then I will
What the heck?
take a break here to take a peek. Alright, so our problem is this won't cinch, this won't cinch.
And it doesn't look like the sleeves are in the way.
So the question now is...
Just don't want to move.
Huh.
That's what I said.
Huh, yeah. The difference is I can't hand it to somebody, so like I've gotta...
Thank you, LA Silver Surfers. Team Dauntless.
Team Dauntless.
We're gonna win.
I think we're taking it down. It's gonna be serious.
I am super excited.
Also good for fitness tracking. Just track your own fitness, like a man. How much weight did you do? You mean track your own cardio? You run till you get tired. Like,
The only fitness I do is fentanyl. Is
fitness.
fitness giant
pizza in my mouth.
that and fitting this giant collection of trophies.
I didn't say fitness trophy on the wall. Like,
Yeah. Fitness trophy in this crowded shelf.
No, I'm not shaming your decision, pal. Like, it always sounds that way when I'm like, yo, I really like watches. But
Well, that's just how watch people are, though, right?
a lot of them
Like
are.
that's
Yeah.
just how it is.
Drac only likes real watches.
This is true. I only like real watches. You know, like
Keeping watches drag.
like Swiss ones. That's not true actually. I really like Japanese watches too. There is a specific watch that I want to hunt down when I go to Japan with casual. I will tell you what it is right now, in the hopes that I can find it. I want to buy a dive watch. This is also a dive watch. I love dive watches because they have bezels for when I'm cooking. But I want to find a watch in Japan called the Seiko Monster, and I specifically want to find the special edition Halloween version. It's not a particularly expensive timepiece, but it's built like a tank. And they're really handsome. They're very aggressive dive watches too, hence the monster name. And the Halloween edition is black and orange.
I feel like they should have gone with the name of some kind of sea monster.
It definitely has a Leviathan-esque look. So I'm going to be honest with you. The reason this isn't seating is because the plastic tubes are interfacing there, and so the way that you're going to work around that is you're just going to crank these and cinch it. Just tighten it into submission.
So good luck.
Just trimming the.
Which wristwatches are Swiss wristwatches? Things like
Wouldn't
that
trimming
was
the
a
tubes be
tongue
good?
twister. That was not
Wouldn't
real.
trimming the tubes be good or no?
You could.
It's just a little bit.
It's a little bit though, so you can just crank it down.
Yeah.
Ballard says he's excited for the Nerfing for Autism event tomorrow, and I hope that's a really good time.
I hope that goes well. I kind of wanted to go, but I also was not getting a lot of respect for my schedule and my time from the organizer, which is not me throwing shade at all. It was just I was asked to go with very little notice and with no real avenue to make that happen. But it seems like a really good cause, and I hope that everybody has an amazing time. Again, no hate. Wish I could be there, but we weren't going to see them aliens by ourselves. They needed Addy and I.
Yeah, they invited us as well, at the very end of August, August 25th or something like that. And it was just well, unfortunately, we already have plans for that weekend. And plane tickets have already been purchased. So,
yeah.
Because that's this weekend. And your ticket was already bought. So,
So I'm going to address this question in my chat, or this comment in my chat. Super Wacky says, I created the rules for a Nerf club at my school for Ion Rush, basically stole ADL's rules and changed them, but left all the parts about the creators. Let's just say 500 darts, any dart type, and CO2, big tag time. So given that you're running it at a school, I think that the inclusion of CO2 in our hobby in general is I'm gonna use a strong word here because I feel strongly about it. Using CO2 in Nerf blasters is asinine. It's also dangerous. CO2 gives off a tremendous amount of chill when it depressurizes, and in doing so, things like ABS and PLA get cold, and when they get cold, thermoplastics get brittle. And then if you wick a lot of pressure at once in something that's already cold and brittle, it explodes. So HPA would be the battle that I would die on, and I still wouldn't do that because you're running events in a school, and so by including pressurized air and bringing our hobby that much closer to paintball, you're actually doing a disservice to the hobby. So I think that using a simple 5v5 rule set like Iron Rush is great. I personally don't give a shit if you mention me or Jackie or Jesse or Steven as the creator. Like, that's not why we simplified Ion Rush down. The purpose of Ion Rush is to make 5v5 Nerf really accessible, and so you're doing the right thing there. I don't care about the credit. I would much rather you made your rule set that much safer by just like keeping it simple. So that's my feelings on that. I felt like we needed to talk about it for a minute because CO2 does not belong in Nerf blasters. I've seen the upcoming startup company get wrecked. I'm very much looking forward to telling them the same. I don't care how many airsoft guns you've made. Science doesn't give a shit what your hobby is. Yeah. Question, what is LPA? Is it like a tank or something? LPA is something like the mag strike. LPA
is low pressure air.
Yeah, LPA is like mag strike bladder.
Just pump it up.
Super soakers are LPA. HPA is it requires a hard canister, and I'm sure there's a PSI threshold for the definition of those two things. But
I don't know what that would be.
I think it's around 1,000 PSI.
I don't pay much attention to the air stuff.
Did you abandon this? This one?
I think these are the long ones, and yeah, I couldn't get that off.
Okay, so you abandoned this point.
Yeah. I don't pay much attention to the air stuff because LPA is very impractical for the most part. It takes so long to get your shots off, and HPA is gray legality depending on where you live, and also potentially dangerous.
People probably ban LPA because it's hard to
tell the difference sometimes. It's easier to just ban
that, and it's hard to regulate it correctly because it's so easy for people to alter their pressures that they're shooting at on the fly. And so, I can't tell you the number of air blasters that have hit me from 200 feet away in a 130 FPS cap game.
Yep. So, I mean, I guess the thing about that is that, like, most people don't ban LPA in the sense that you're thinking. Like, nobody's running out there saying, like, no mag strikes at my event. Nobody says, no Titans. Like, that's not true. Some people say no Titans, but nobody cares about the missiles. Like, nobody's like, no big blasts. Like, if your toy is stock and it's essentially a super soaker that you've refitted, that's fine. The issue that we have with having to ban LPA is you get crazy people with their, like, what's Liam Davis calling his latest tinkering? The super core, whatever it is.
I mean, that's HPA though.
Yeah. So you get people with super cores designed for HPA who are like, I'm only pressurizing it to like 40 PSI, it's LPA, now it's legal. And it's like, no, it heckin' isn't because of exactly what Michelle's saying. Like, I've watched Aiden Kovarovic have way too many games where he's like supposed to be keeping his FDL at 70%, and the second he starts losing, he gets frustrated, it gets cranked all the way up.
And like, pump blasters that can pressurize a heck of a lot. People are always like, I'll do 3 pumps. You're gonna lose count. I don't think it's on purpose most of the time.
So that's why
you will lose count.
That's why back in the day we had this thing. So the blasters come stock with an OPRV, and you can plug the OPRV, the overpressure release valve, so that it's no longer in the system, and you can overpressure it and get more power.
Yeah.
But then, which Singaporean was it? Who developed the SVT breach or the SVT valve?
No idea.
I can't remember if it was Atani. For the sake of just respect, I'll say that it was Atani. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. But Atani created a separate OPRV that kicked in at a number of pumps. So you could tune it and then close it up in the blaster, which was kind of their workaround for what you're saying. Like, now you don't have to trust him that he's only putting 5 pumps in his 4B. It literally will only hold 5 pumps worth of pressure because it had a variable release valve. And that was just really brilliant. It was a spring and a screw that replaced the OPRV's mechanism so that you could tighten it down and loosen it depending upon how much pressure you wanted it to vent at. And I thought that was pretty brilliant. I'm going to read my chat now. Question is how safer? The punch?
Sorry, not the punch. It's not a punch, and we should never use these as punches.
Yeah, the not a punch. Why you gotta science up compressed gases and tensile strength? I just want to blow my hand up and be Junkrat already. Because enough kids watch my channel that.
So this wouldn't fun yet.
No, I'll do it.
Or you.
I mean, do you want to do it?
It's just that bump,
It's
right?
just this, but the way that you're gonna cut it, you're gonna round it off on both sides.
Okay.
I trust you. I'm doing well. 2 streams in a row and double fisting both times. It's happening! Thank you, Finland.
So,
Thank you.
Drac,
Thank you,
just that y'all asked you, Drac, I've seen you in the gym on Instagram. If you use a Thunder Blast, is that considered HPA?
Yeah, it is. Don't bring guns to a Nerf war. Buy myself a long shot, try and stop me. No, fair enough. I mean, that's the same reason that Zingbows can't be used at wars, though. Like, as much as you're joking, I super duper appreciate the compliment. Like, much love, dog. I put a lot of work into this body recently.
Zingbows are so much fun. It's a real shame that I can't trust myself with the Zingbows.
Well, that's the thing.
So I can't possibly trust anyone else.
So Rob Lair really proved this. Not to bring Rob Lair into it necessarily, but I was like, Zingbows are perfectly safe. If everybody's wearing eye protection, everybody has a Zingbo, it's not a problem, blah, 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 blah. And Rob's like, how tall are you? And I'm like, come on, dog, I'm your height. And he's like, cool. So he grabbed his Zingbo with a fire tech arrow in his house. He pulled it to full draw, which is something that I haven't done outside of stupid range tests. So he pulls it to full draw and hits a door that's like a standard United States proto-wood construction-y door type thing. It's 10 feet away. And the arrow punches a hole through this, like, 1/8 of an inch thick proto-wood. And I'm like, oh. He's like, so, that happens sometimes. And I'm like, oh.
Dang.
Well then, maybe we shouldn't be using these. And he's like, and that's why we don't use them in Thunderdome. HPA, is it safer than LPA? Do you still do the arcanes or no? So I'm gonna take a couple of questions from Addy's chat, and then we'll
Sam the Sam's is asking if I'm the Nerf Discord server. Yes, I am, and you talked to me. I am Cheese Whiz.
Yeah. Chat up, baby.
Luchasaur says he bought stuff for HPA and LPA builds, but he can't use them anywhere. And like that's exactly part of the problem.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the problem is that there's one. It's not even a problem. Like I get it. The regulations are completely different down in Australia, and it's been popularized to this point that like that's the cool thing that people use. But like I could very easily play like it's not better. And the problem is that we have 2 players in particular down in Australia that are constantly beating their chests talking about how much better their blasters are. Because they use a different propulsion system. Like, my pump snap will smoke Liam Davis any day of the week. I will put any amount of money on that. Like, 100% confidence. It's more nerfer than blaster in the first place, but like, unless he's shooting 400 FPS and literally blasting through cover, like, they do the same thing. They deliver darts downrange. So all chest beating aside, like the problem is that the regulations and the laws down there are such that no one would ever mistake a Nerf blaster for a firearm because there are no firearms in the country. In countries like the United States.
That's the same reason that Milsim is super popular in China.
Yep.
Because there are no guns, it can't possibly
It can't be real. It's not a dude hunting. Like, that's not a real scar. No matter what, the culture is completely different. Whereas in the United States, it's legal to open carry, like, anything, and paintball is highly regulated because it's dangerous, and police officers are wired to think that I mean, there's a very complicated issue that we can't tackle on the stream, but like in our country, HPA, the noise it makes, the perception it brings, and the kind of things that it does would destroy nerfing as we know it in public places, which is the bread and butter of free-to-run, free-to-play events and part of what makes nerfing so special. And so, like, I'm sorry that you invested into an ecosystem that organizers aren't letting you play with. I'm sure that there are going to be, at some point, private property events in your area where you could do it, and that would be really cool. But, oh boy, dual donation again. Thank you, Spam. Spam wants to own the donation tier.
He asked if the super chat says stream meal ?
Stream meal? I think Addy and I are going to grab food on our way to California. But we really appreciate it. We've been eating our leftover KFC. Popeyes. Our leftover fried chicken de jour. So, like, that's not me. When is Drac going to go to Australia to get this 1v1? I don't know. Whenever he wants to come to Singapore when I'm there, if I ever hop over to Australia, it's not even, like, about that. It's about the fact that, like, there are a couple of people who think that because they're doing something unique, that they're doing something better and unique are not synonymous.
Better and nerd is a strange statement anyway.
It doesn't exist, yeah. Like, Ray. So Ray, last SE&C War was stock only. Which I never thought we'd do, but Ray was willing to host the whole war, and I got to relax for once. So I was like, you know what, Ray? All right. Run your stock war. Small letter Kenny reference, guys. But it was a blast. And again, like, I would never say, like, it was better. But it was awesome, and it was different, and I think that the tremendous amount of variety in our hobby is part of what makes it so unique and special. And so, like, I will say all of those things.
But I definitely don't think people should be trying to turn our hobby into paintball.
No,
I don't think all wars should be 200 FPS. I don't think all wars should be stock wars. I love that in the Bay Area, what's awesome is that there's like 6 clubs and they all do something different. I get to play everything.
Yeah, there's wars with 100 FPS cap, 130 FPS cap, 150.
I can play with little kids in a single room at 100 FPS. I can play at 250 in the woods. I can play with all ages, just at a 150 cap and have a bunch of different game types.
Kids love playing with you too. It's actually something that I'm really jealous of. Like, there are very few things that I'm like jealous of in terms of like our gender gap or what have you. But like something about like I got to play with the Nerf girl. Like it's like I have to explain to parents like, hi, I am an adult, but like I also like playing with toys. No, I'm not that kind of like Addy just intrinsically gets to like play with everybody. It's really I'm only a little jealous. And if Addy's doing it, I get to do it. It's like Addy's my gateway. Like this guy has to be okay, or she wouldn't trust him.
That's how they get you.
Exactly. It's how they get you.
Valor asked if we got the chicken sandwich.
I did not get the chicken sandwich. They're sold out of the chicken sandwich at that location and have been for weeks now.
No, I think that we got a 16-piece chicken combo and it was enough to feed all of us and have a few biscuits left over and a couple of chicken strips that I might eat. Hi from Germany. Have you heard about Island Infestation 1, the upcoming event of the Dutch Nerf community? It's Lorine.
I have heard about that. It's like a private island HPZ game.
Yo, do you...
I think we mentioned it on Twitter.
Maybe? I do not remember.
Does the event organizer want me to come? I'll go to Deutschland. We have a massive mix of games in the UK. Just stick to 300 FPS. All are good. Yeah, exactly. If the police decide to get involved, you get prosecuted for a firearms offense. That's sort of what I'm getting at. Oh, we're talking about a lot of stuff. Okay. I mean, if we're getting into legalities of different countries, we're not going to see eye to eye. That's just...
Yeah, I mean... Different countries aside, even within the states, the legality's all over the place, and it's either not explicit or it's gray. Like,
I don't think we.
The last thing we want is to pull our hobby out of the gray area where we get to run a bunch of amazing events for free.
We don't want to go from the gray to the red. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Be careful. Keep it in the gray at least.
We need more hopper-fed blasters. The Percy's is amazing. I agree with you, Pete. Somebody has a sleeper build. I mean, that's exactly the kind of issue with HPAs. Now it looks like a gun and sounds like a paintball gun, and now we have a problem. Everyone was just using Hades, but me, Team Alpha Trooper, Jack of all trades, and the Chronos. Yeah, it was a great war. Excuse me, guys.
During the low FPS wars, I always just run a stock blaster. Sometimes during the high FPS wars too, just because I get bored running one blaster all day. So like I'll go to a boss, which is their ultra stock war with Caliburn or something, but I'll also have something stupid, and I get bored maybe 5 rounds in. It's like, all right,
So
let's get silly.
Ban CO2. I mean, super wacky. You shouldn't ban CO2 because I'm telling you to ban CO2. You should understand my position as a game organizer in your area for like why our rule set is the way that I'm not asking you like to do what I'm telling you to. I'm asking you to understand my position and come to your own conclusion. Like if that's the hill you want to die on, then like
you're free to fight that battle.
I'm not telling you what to do. Like I am attempting to educate you in a kind fashion, which is what the SCNC's been doing all along. So like I've run out of things to do.
I am still.
Oh no, I haven't. If I have one short boy somewhere, yeah, that was the problem. Is that the short boy was
a pain in the neck.
We can cut the long boys.
We could cut them, but I think
we have the correct tools to do that quickly.
Do we want to give one more of them a stock?
Sure. I mean, that ship has sailed. I've built the back ends.
Okay.
If I can twist this out a little bit, I can finish the top end of this back end.
Blaze Kid 767, is it confirmed you're coming with UK for Foam Fest? Plane tickets are not purchased yet, but I think I can say.
I was gonna say we are all
like
committed.
90% yes.
90% yes.
Barring medical issues.
Barring medical
are
issues.
Currently.
That could be a.
I think it's pretty safe to say that like if Addy and Michelle are 90, I'm like 99. I have not purchased my plane ticket yet, but I'm going to. I have assembled a group for accommodations. I know that's the launching board for an adventure with casual that I'm definitely going on. So like Foam Fest confirmed. I'm also sponsoring the event, so that would I want to be there. Like if I'm spending money to sponsor, I'm going to spend money to be present. So.
I spent money to sponsor last year, but I couldn't make it. It was very sad.
We put your stickers out.
Yeah.
They were on the Women of Nerf table and they were on my table.
But
it's not the same. I know.
wasn't there.
I wanted you there. You were missed. Foam Fest last year was just an absolute dream. I got adopted by the Monkeytron Collective, and by the end of it, I really felt like one of the crew. It was great. It was just an amazing.
See, I'm jelly. I want another family. I already have like 3, but I could use one more.
Mel will be your UK Nerf mom. She's got 1 daughter. She could have 2. She sent me a pleasant message this morning. It was like the most mom message. It was just like, "Hey, Drac, you're my 3rd son. I hope you're okay. Like, what's going on in your world? I follow you on social media." That's a terrible Mel voice. Mel, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I can't capture your inherent saccharine.
She is so sweet, and I'm very excited to meet her in person.
She's the best. She gives really great hugs. You gotta go low for them, but you will be okay. Actually,
We're not all you.
USA Invasion for Foam Fest 2020.
It's true. There's a lot of us that are already planning on going. I know.
Now we just need a UK invasion of Endor.
Yeah.
They've been slowly. We've got Spectre. We've had Alan Aid come over next year. Mr. FDT Neil himself is coming. Waiting for Spectre to bring like some of his boys with him. Like I think Monkeytron is trying to make it happen for 2020 with Neil. So like it's gonna be good. It's never been closer to an airport, boys.
Is the Dart Zone Pro technically a stock blaster for Stock Wars? If you're a really big,
I say.
Okay, so this is a rule 0. Don't be a dick situation.
Yeah.
Technically, yes, it is a stock war, but don't do that.
I'm gonna say, I'll tell you that we had them at our stock war at the SCNC, and we didn't use them because Like, what's the spirit of the event? Like, you could be the guy who reads the rules and finds the loophole, and everybody groans and rolls their eyes and changes the rules, or you could understand that the spirit of the event is you should be competitive with stuff off the shelf.
And
if you're the one guy ranching everybody, like
separately from this like specific instance, every time you find a loophole in the rules and you're like, oh, I could do this thing and be real cheesy, maybe don't. Every single game after that, we have to say that rule. It makes the rule explanation longer and more boring for everyone.
Complicated.
Don't make things more complicated than they have to be. It's pretty clear what the spirit of the game is most of the time. Just play the game.
We have rules. This is great. We have rule 0, which is don't be a dick. In the UK, they have rule 7, don't take the piss. I like that a lot. And then Casual asks Addy, where'd you get that sweet Unreal Engine shirt?
I got the sweet Unreal Engine shirt when I went to GDC 2 years ago.
Who knows?
At some point. My favorite booth to visit when I go to GDC is Epic because their shirts are so soft. And the reason Foam Blast shirts are so soft is because I looked at the tag for this specific brand.
There you go. Is that the ones? That explains so much.
Yeah.
And so we print some of the Foam Blast shirts actually, EOC and I, on our in-house Epson t-shirt printer or fabric printer. And their shirts are more expensive to buy than the warehouse we usually buy them at, but they are much nicer, and that makes sense now. I have the whole story.
Yep.
Puzzles coming together.
I know they're much nicer, so I'm okay paying for them.
Yeah. Adriana is a shirt snob.
I am.
Rule 1 in the UK is do not be on fire.
Oh. Well,
good. That's a good one.
How did that rule get made?
I was going to say,
need to hear the story.
I want to know why that's the rule, but I like that. All right. Are my homemade stock? No, you built them to serve an explicit purpose. There's nothing stock about them. They're homemade. Come on. What's the Talon +4? These are the Dauntless Team Blasters for the upcoming 5v5 King of the Hill tournament. Slug provided the hardware. Michelle provided the prints. Addy and I are providing the hands.
Mostly Drac.
Mathematically, I have more hands to provide.
I have built 2. Drac has built
We don't have to tell them about the pile difference. Addy and I are building them together.
More than 2.
An amount more than, yes. Casual, your package should show up today, dog. I think so. I don't know. I'm very excited for you to get it.
David James says that he likes getting hugs.
Oh, Addy and Michelle get great hugs. You have to be a little delicate with Michelle sometimes, but that just makes it, then you gotta be caring.
Yeah.
It's a thoughtful hug at that point.
Yeah. I love hugs.
Hey, Shooting Foam, don't dog. We got it the first time. Sub to Jared Wines on YouTube. Hang in there, buddy. We're not really an adamant self-promotion kind of chat. We're definitely not a not self-promotion kind of chat.
Subscribe to Foam Blast.
There you go. Yeah, subscribe to Foam Blast on YouTube. Sub to Drac on Twitch. That one comes with real money attached.
That's a bigger ask.
Yeah, it is. That one's larger. You can follow me on Twitch. That one's free and lets you know when I'm live. Somebody says, have you ever played an instrument for the long term? And I'll answer by saying I'm a pretty neat whistler. Hope that tells you what you need to know about me. Addy, how about you?
I'm really good at Rock Band.
There you go.
That's as close as it gets.
So Addy and I are about the collective musical talent of like a grade 2 football player. I don't know, like not a lot.
Yeah, I used to like playing with my recorder in elementary school. We played some hot cross buns like 1,000 times in Dad's ear. So.
You know, that wouldn't be the first person that assumed you were a band geek. Someone in another stream assumed you were a band geek.
I hung out with the band geeks.
Me too. I dated almost exclusively band chicks.
Most of my friends were marching band people.
Spam's a band geek.
Yeah.
makes sense.
That's why he's so good at walking backwards in HTC. He's got all the tricks.
Nerd for Life says he's heard of a wedding on Grace's channel. Who got married? It's me!
It Dead Addy.
Me and Michelle.
They got married. I went from having one gay little sister to one gay little sister and one gay big sister.
Yay!
I went from, it's like a 50% increase in number of sisters. It's a big win. I get to be in the wedding party, but nobody recognized me because part of my wedding present to Addy and Michelle was getting a goddamn haircut before the wedding. And so there were multiple people that were like...
you only looked like a cockatoo a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly. There were people at the wedding who were like, "Where's Drac?" And it was J-Mom actually who was like, "He's standing right there. He's on the stairs. He's both not wearing sunglasses and he has a haircut. Who is this man?" Do you know an alternative for the Scudo spring? Mine is too short and catches on my Uno card. You shouldn't have an Uno card in it. That's the problem. Yours isn't too short. You're putting not currency in there. So I can tell you right now that mine's doing the same thing. When I pop mine open, I've got a business card in here.
Oh, yeah.
And the business card is slowly getting worn down into nothingness. But the spring, you see, mine has a little bit of flex.
I also do.
You want that play, otherwise it gets gunky. Like, the play in it keeps it loosey-goosey, which is what you want for an EDC like this. So it pops open and splays out. You also want to get that motion down and either destroy your Uno card or it's time. I don't want to be that guy, but like, you're an adult. Like, that's actually, you're not. It's time to be an adult. Take the Uno card, take the Magic cards, take the Yu-Gi-Oh cards out of your wallet. You don't need an everyday lucky totem. Carry the shit that you need to get through your day. The Uno card is important to you, shadow box it at home. Like...
And if it is really important to carry with you all the time, it's a different wallet.
I was gonna say, you could use a different wallet, I guess. I don't know. The Scudo is not for,
Some things are inherently incompatible and it's sad.
Yeah.
But it could be what it do.
That's fair. I mean, like, and I'm not like a complete monster. I have the original cigarette lighter from my first car, because it was the one piece of it that I could keep with me all the time. If you're ever in my car now doesn't even have a cigarette lighter, but I keep it in the glove compartment, not because I need a cigarette lighter, but because it's like a piece of my first buddy that I think of it as the spirit of the car. It follows through the new cars. So if you ever know a guy who's like, man, I'd pay $1 million for a 1995 Ford Windstar cigarette lighter, I got one in mint condition.
I think they're waiting a little while for that call.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
So this.
You carry a Black Lotus in your Scudo. I carry a Tabernacle in my old wallet, and then I sold the Tabernacle because I learned how much money it was worth.
So this goes in the not being built today pile because we're missing a ram. We have this.
I'm an Aries. Does that count? No.
I mean, can you shove yourself in this and then live there forever?
No, the knuckle's too big. I mean, we've got the... No, I can't. Sorry. I would like a Talon Claw, but I genuinely have no use for one, and as such, I need to be a sensible man. There's nothing wrong with that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Talon Claw is the new hotness, but sometimes in hobbies we get caught up in the new hotness and we just consume without thinking.
Occasionally forget the difference between need and want.
Yeah. I'm very lucky since I get to make content about these things. I can usually justify making one of everything. Well, that was a 3-knuckler.
We pretend we can justify making everything, and then
I mean,
that's why we buy things.
Sometimes making the things is fun though. Like, I'm hoping soon to have access to a picture of a 1-dart cut in half. Oh, I think that it's gonna be. I can't talk about this yet. Oh, what dart?
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to leave the room when we do that segment on news.
I will.
Or
I'll turn around.
Turn around.
Or I'll like, do hear no evil, see no evil, do. We'll see what happens. I mean, again, there's a world where I might be able to talk about it pretty soon, so we'll see.
Well, if pretty soon isn't
it's not today. No, it's not today. The issues we're not getting an answer.
Come on, Hasbro.
That's sort of where we're at. I agree. I can say that much.
Release my boy.
Pretty soon. Have you seen Devil Z's new butt plate for the Talon Claw? Looking forward to that.
I think I looked at it briefly as I needed to do something else. So
I'm still looking for a good deal on a 1995 crossbow. I'm still looking for a good deal on a C3 Corvette. So like.
Tradesies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you two. I'll give you 2-1. 95 crossbow to Corvette. Any year C3.
Is Drac just gonna live in California for the next month and a half?
Somebody asked me that.
Basically.
It'll seem that way. I'm living out of a suitcase for the next month and a half. That much is true.
Storage is asking Michelle or Michelle. Screen name Michelle, real name Michelle. So that's why it goes back and forth. Spam them $5.
Damn, the double drops just don't stop. Pitter patter, double fist the strings.
Y'all figure it out.
I need to get some short M3 bolts so I can put my M.
You figure it out. Someone get this girl with peppers.
Figure it out.
Get more puffers. We've got Bud Light. I tagged Drac in the butt plate launch pics. I think I saw them, which is probably where I saw them. I just haven't printed any yet. I'm sure.
I'm just trying to straighten these for fun because you're.
Oh, we're
doing things.
We're at a thorough stall. Like
Yeah.
we can't go any further without either greasing up. Maybe we can assemble some of these. Let's get to a point where we have a front and a back, and we'll unite the factions. So like I love you, buddy, but how hard would it be to take that air compressor in your workshop and blow out each one of these plunger tubes before you send them to me? When in doubt, blow it out. That's all I'm saying, man.
Alright, that's a good seal, I guess.
You gotta get the pinky in there. Make them swoon. Is this the one that you did?
Yes, and it worked.
Boom. And boom.
Nice.
Awesome. You did it. I always believed in you. Except for that part where I was like, I'll do it for you. Then I had to think about it.
Yeah.
And I'm ashamed and I'm sorry.
I will ask for help when I need it.
What are you using for lube? KY jelly most of the time. No, I'm kidding.
Oh god.
It's the
Oh no.
It's Odie.
It's very thin.
It's Odie.
Odie silicone grease, and we're gonna put it back.
Remember when Drac was like, napkins are for cowards?
This was my first.
Are you gonna wipe that up with your shirt?
I made a movie once and it went this way. It was a real mess. No, I'm gonna take a towel over it. I am gonna scoop it up though. I'm gonna start greasing some of these things because this is good stuff.
Mr. Anonymous asks, why are people so opposed to HPA? I get it, but I don't.
I mean, we just had a rewind 20 minutes. I'm not doing it again.
Just
give them $5.
Just give them the cliff notes.
The cliff notes are it would fundamentally alter the free and fun relationship that Nerf has with public spaces in the United States and how law enforcement and other authority figures perceive our hobby here. And while it might be one way for Australia, it is not that way for us. And the largest event organizers in the United States are in unanimous agreement that this would pose a serious threat to how we run our events and the overall cost associated with it and the venue options that we have. So like, hopefully, wow.
Sorry, I couldn't quite.
We said serious and the phone.
She's like, I'm ready. It's my time.
Spam donated some bits for puppers.
Did someone say puppers?
Yeah, somebody said puppers. It was I think Michelle maybe. I'm getting in here.
Madeline, these are Team Dauntless's team colors, Babu colors that Jane loves so much, and it's just happenstance that they're also transcribed colors, so that's just a nice thing also.
There you go. Shooting Foam asks, how do you get better at being a YouTuber at the beginning of a Nerf channel. So first off, like you need a concrete elevator pitch answer to why do you want to have a Nerf YouTube channel. If the answer is I want free stuff or I want to be famous, you're not gonna make it very far. So like be honest with yourself. Don't tell me in chat like if that's the reason. The answer is it's gonna be tough for you. If the answer is, I want to document my creative process, I want to share my knowledge or my methods with the hobby, I want a platform that's just mine for a body of work that's larger than an Instagram page or a Facebook page could accommodate. If you are experienced or passionate about visual media in terms of like video, then those are all good reasons. The community will support your content if it is unique. And then that's the other like really important thing, and I think that unfortunately a lot of people get into this trap. I definitely suffer from it, but laterally, so I'll explain in a second what I mean. Don't be diet somebody. Like,
yes.
Don't be diet Coop, don't be diet Drac. You'd rather be Big K than Diet Coke any day of the week.
If you're mimicking somebody, you're never going to be as good as them.
I'm going to say, yeah.
You're the best at being you. So do that.
Whatever your flavor is, whatever your mod way is, like, oh, Keldon, thank you for the bits. Super duper appreciate those. Everybody loves the puckers.
I would also say if you're starting a YouTube channel, do it with no expectations. Do it because you want to do it, not because you're hoping that it'll become successful and become into a big thing, because YouTube is actively against you.
I'm going to say YouTube's fighting against you.
YouTube as a company is fighting you, and that's just how it is.
The community will resist your content in some form or fashion. Like, there will be adversity. Somebody will hate your content just for the sake of hating your content. Like, I'm not saying don't do it. I think that it's been a tremendous opportunity for me. I got in at the ground floor, which is why I'm successful on any level.
It's just generally important that if it's not something that's making you happy, it's not something that's worth doing.
Exactly. Like, if it's a chore, if it's work for you, don't do it. If you're like, man, I feel like making a video today, then I think that could be a really exciting thing to do. Like, there are definitely new content creators who have made a quote-unquote successful run of it, and there are small content creators out there that have been out forever who just are genuinely passionate about the hobby, and they're doing really well. So like, there's lots of schools of thought, but the intent on the front end will determine how satisfied you are with the enterprise overall. Like, something that I am prone to saying honestly is that, like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't want it. I didn't show my face. Like, I wanted to make mod guides to help people make better blasters. And accomplishing that goal was the same whether or not one person built my thing or 1,000 people built my thing. And so my channel was a tremendous success from mod guide 1. Like, and the rest came with time. Like, I just never lost interest in it. I'm very passionate about the things that make this hobby unique and special for me. So
and our YouTube channel is only semi-successful, and we did it to sell stuff. And this is a happy bonus.
All right, there you go.
And then we started doing the news because someone's got to do the news.
Again, though, like, that's a perfect example of, like,
gotta happen.
You weren't like, oh, we can't wait for Jangular to get tired so that we could do the news. Like, you weren't looking for that. It was like, oh man, somebody has to pick up this banner. Like,
we tried to talk a bunch of people into doing it, too.
We did try to talk other people into doing it.
I'm worried about what happens if you guys get tired of it, because I don't think that anybody will bring Addy's level of genuine exuberance and joy. It's also very, again, like, not to keep dropping gender bombs or whatever. It's really meaningful for me as one of the premier influences in our hobby, who's constantly exposed to the uniformity of, like, the top influences in our hobby. So, like, just to rattle them off real quick, no disputes, just numbers. Top 4, Paul Kowski, Aaron Esser, Coop772, Lord Draconical. What do they all have in common? 3 of them are super tall, and they're all white men. White. Like, I am the least white of those four, and I am definitely white. However you define it. You want to go lower? Top two. New guys on the block. Captain Xavier and Welcome S7. What are they? White men. It's like the fact that the premier news outlet in our hobby is, run by a very Irish, but a woman is fantastic because it opens up to an entirely new, approachable audience for the hobby, and that rising tide will raise all boats.
Our metrics still say 100% male.
I know, but the visibility, it's important to me.
Yeah.
I don't want this to become Magic the Gathering where, does your girlfriend nerf with you? You're really being the change that I personally want to see in the world, and it means a lot to me that Addy and Michelle are such vibrant and visible parts of our hobby, and the news just makes that more prevalent.
I'm also really happy about Women in Nerf being a thing and helping out with them. There's some good people in there.
There are indeed. You've also gotten way better at it. Just for the record,
at the news? Yeah,
go watch Addy Nerf News episode 2,
oh,
and then watch Addy Nerf News episode now, and
it was rough. It's
staggeringly good.
It takes way less time now.
Yeah,
and it's better.
Ain't it just is making video content a skill? Yes, it is.
It's almost like if you do something a lot, you get better at it. I should draw more.
I might be doing a monthly patch pretty soon because if Company X continues their crusade that they're on right now, then I'm gonna, So we're gonna need some way to boost our Patreon, and I think that the best part of Coop's scam box was always the patch, and so I'm just gonna take away the scam box and just give all my patrons a patch every month. It gives me an excuse to do stupid patches like my Schnoozer Squad patch.
I would be happy to design those for you, assuming you give me adequate time.
Which I will.
It's a box.
It's a box.
Everything's fine.
It's a box! Delighted box noises!
So I'm taking the back end off because apparently we didn't drill out this part.
Epic Dude, I'm just going to say that I think we have different definitions of the word exciting, but that's all I can say about it for right now. Hey-o, spam up here with the Drac seal of approval. Then Finland says, Women of Nerf is awesome. Agree strongly.
They're a good group of people.
Also, Sam is one of my favorite Nerfing ladies.
Sam is so freaking energetic.
I'm gonna say if I could pick somebody, it would be Sam. So the fact that it's Sam is pretty cool. These are coming together. Which ones are we taking with us today?
All of them.
Gotcha. And then we're leaving whatever needs
touching.
Getcha.
Can you feel?
Yep. That's my special skill. Cha-cha-cha. Those are unpleasant stream noises, guys. Just bear with me.
It'll be gone soon.
It's actually not even being that loud.
If you're not smooching your blaster, do you really love it? I'm just saying. Does it know? You don't tell it every day?
How does she know that you love her? I want to watch that movie now.
Valor says Addy, you should read Valor's message.
It's
one of very few Disney movies I haven't seen.
What?
Read Valor's message.
Valor says, I consider myself very fortunate to call you guys my friends. Aww.
We should all have such wonderful friends, including you. Thanks, man.
Nerf has brought me so many new friends.
Ain't it just? I joked about that last time on stream.
It's so easy to make friends.
My most significant relationships are because of this hobby. Now, part of that's that I've been in this hobby for the most significant chunk of time in my life, so don't let the fallacy there hit you, but Also, like, it's full of good people, and they tend to... People who I meet that become significant relationships who aren't nerfers become nerfers, and vice versa. So, like, nerfers become meaningful people in my life. So, yeah, we like being your friend too, buddy. I like when you come to SC&C Wars. It makes me sad when you don't, but I understand why you can't. That's why I try and drag you out when I can. From your messy workbench.
Everyone should go to all the wars, all the time.
Agree strongly.
I try.
I mean, we can only try. What's Drac doing? His best. That's become a popular meme in the SC&C, guys. It's usually after some stupid picture I post on Instagram, like, what's Drac doing? His best. Y'all should have seen the hammer drill I was using today for 12 inch long and 1/8 inch concrete bit. That's pretty crazy. Super wacky. We should get Addy's cat on stream. The cats, they have a mind of their own. They'll be on stream when they want to be. I'm pretty loud and I have a man voice, so like that might be part of why they're like.
One of my cats hates men, so.
She's been okay.
She's come up to you more than most.
I'm gonna say. Animals know.
I don't know who it is.
Animals know that the dead love them. Come on. In you go, you naughty plug. Place the quote. It's a fun game I like to play on stream sometimes. I'll shout out the first person to tell me what the quote's from.
I don't think I've ever heard that phrase in my life.
Back you go, you naughty plug. No, I know what it's from. We'll see if stream gets it. I'll give it up in a minute. Yes, you should be on Addy's stream. We call that double fisting because it's funny. You pull up both of us in two windows so that you're supporting both streams. She's on youtube.com/phoneblast. And I'm on twitch.tv/vampiredrac. And you mute whichever one you want to. It doesn't matter.
It's the same audio this time.
It is the same audio, so.
It's the exact same stream.
It is the same stream. We're using some
same cameras,
special technology.
We're good.
So you only have to watch one, but pull them both up for us. Come on. You know we love you. I'm hoping that one day Addy and Michelle become Facebook friends. They are. Yeah. They're married on Facebook.
I only accept Facebook friends with people that I have met in person, so...
Oh, you mean with you? That is a far more sensible statement. Yeah, Finland. When they come to Foam Fest in the UK, if you're your normal, jolly, warm, welcoming, incredibly tall self, I'm sure that they'll friend you. Is Drac gonna be in Twin again? Yeah, he is. People love the Drac Twin episodes.
They do. They really do.
I think they just like two host episodes, but we have pretty good chemistry.
I'd like
the sibling rivalry carries over.
I think you're okay.
I think you're alright.
That's what we got, guys.
That's what we got, yeah.
I think this is a blaster.
Oh boy, I'll determine that. I'm an expert on such things. Alright. Oh yeah.
Almost.
That's a blaster. Missing some bits, but the blastery parts, those are done. Well done. This one, by the way, is should be ready for a front end as well.
I will find some pins.
All I think it needs is to have the world's united. All right, let me split this up just a little.
Addy, you can come get the cat.
Oh, I can get the Luna for everybody.
We're gonna acquire Luna, who is the prettier cat. It's just because her hair's longer.
Rude.
Now you know more about my type.
Everyone likes girls with long hair.
It's true. Aaron once told me not to air Aaron's laundry or whatever, but I once was like, yeah, I like girls with long hair. And Aaron busted out a Bible verse about that. Did you know?
I did not know.
There's apparently a part in the Bible where God telleth unto man that a woman's long hair is for pride. Like...
Wow.
I thought pride was a sin.
Depends on the week.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna deviate from this path real fast.
Okay.
But Aaron Desert, super religious, surprising nobody. Uncle Rob friended me the other day. Very cool. Rob's an interesting Facebook friend.
I believe that.
He is. And distant acquaintances. Ben Teague, I recognize that name.
Yeah, Ben Teague,
he used to do with the magnetic hardware kit thing.
Yes, I'm super excited to see him again, actually.
He's a cool dude.
He's one of the most excited people I know for Nerf.
He's very excited.
Yes. Also, don't get him talking about Overwatch.
Is he very passionate about Overwatch?
Oh, very passionate.
About Overwatch.
I see.
You know how some people follow sports teams and they'll have like a flag for that sports team on their truck or something?
Yes.
That's Ben Teague, but for an Overwatch team.
Oh boy. Valor just threw up his subscription in the chat. That's a tier 1 subscription that says, have some crumbs. I will.
Yay, crumbs.
They'll go nicely with my cheese funds. Thank you, Valor.
Just to Joel, I will scratch behind his ears later, and I'll tell her that it's from you.
Tell her it's from Tactical Tank.
She is eating right now.
Tell her it's from
I'll give her extra from Tactical Tank.
Extra. Oh boy.
I should go find another webcam and just like have it by their food dish.
Isn't it great when phone calls don't interrupt the stream?
Yeah, it's nice. That one in particular is interesting.
No, I mean it doesn't just like instantly cancel it.
Oh yeah, because we're doing something else. Hey, Valor's here. Valor's been here. He was just on over on the Yetsa side.
And now he's double fisting.
Now he's double fisting. I love that we won Addy over. At first she was like, dude, don't do that. But then she's realized that the more entertaining you make your on-stream rhetoric, the more people will use it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was a good spill.
What did you? How?
I don't know.
What did you even do?
I thought so. Mine are always so empty that I can pick them up, kind of cavalier, and yours are not.
I see why they're always so empty.
Yours is brand new. That's why. Yeah. The problem really begets the solution.
I was like, let's take this liquid silicone and just fling it everywhere.
Well, it's that kind of party sometimes. Me and these Talon claws have to get to know one another. Drac after dark. The cats next door are rightfully wary of me. I don't.
It is 3 o'clock. It is not after dark.
Yeah, it's not there
Oh,
yet.
speaking of 3 o'clock, Michelle, should I be able to do the orders at 4, or do I need to do orders now?
I'll check and see how many you've got. And you got Drac here, so.
Yeah, we can bang them out real quick.
Yeah, but I don't wanna leave the stream hanging if I don't have to.
No, we can do it. Alright,
what the heck?
What the heck? What happened?
There's a decent amount.
Okay.
There's a what?
13. A decent amount.
Oh. Of viewers?
That's orders.
Of orders.
Oh.
Back to school slumps over, boys.
Cool. Alright,
that is a real thing in our hobby, just so you know.
I know. There's a ton of seasonality. Oh, that's true. Are any of them long strike kits? That'd be cool.
There were at least 2 when I looked last night. So.
Hey-o. Yeah, that's nice and sloppy, and that is also
that is a very good seal.
Alright, we can in theory unite one more faction. I think we have a back end and a front end.
Yeah, I think we have time to do one more, and then we'll go do Foam Blast and work.
Work.
Yeah.
Eddie
no work, stream forever.
Don't make me do stuff.
If you order in the next 50 minutes, Drac will help pack your order.
That's true. If you do place an order right now on foamblastshop.com.
Foamblastshop.com. If you place an order before 4 p.m. Pacific time, Drac will pack it.
I was gonna say I'll pack it and I'll even sign your shipping label. I'll put a joke in there. It'll be great.
Just leave a note in the order.
Yeah. Leave a note that says you want that to happen. Otherwise,
we'll both see it. Madeline's asking, what's your favorite wacky impractical mod? I don't do a lot of. I personally don't do a lot of modding because I prefer playing, and modding is a means to an end. So I'd rather play with wacky blasters than put time into wacky blasters.
So then, what would your favorite wacky impractical mod maybe be the Uber Jolt then?
Yeah, I don't know why it's never been done. Probably because it's dumb.
There's the ritual you see. It's really taking up a lot of the Uber Jolt market share is the sacred ritual. It's sacred, you see.
I think Michelle's getting the Uber Jolt. Here it is. Yeah.
That's Uber Jolton.
Michelle made that. Just
You gotta hold it up higher.
On a glue cage on a jolt.
Anything can be solved with
Vroom,
percussion. Question for Drac: what kind of jobs are there for engineers? So an engineer is just somebody who's professionally qualified to solve problems that man creates. Not necessarily that man creates, but engineers are just professional problem solvers. Hashtag humble brag. Engineers can do any job. That's not true. Like, we're not doctors or lawyers or whatever. We're actually way too ethical to be lawyers. But
create problems to create jobs for engineers.
I'm gonna say, no, the answer to your question is there's a lot of jobs out there for engineers. People always have things that need fixing. I think this is a better SE&C question if you're considering Georgia Tech for higher education. There's literally an entire department dedicated to your question of what kind of jobs are meant for engineers. They'll help you find one. Engineers make good entrepreneurs, he said selfishly. What kind of engineering?
Yeah. There's so many.
There are many specialities.
So many types.
Pins? Those pins? I used them on the last one, and now I need 2 more pins.
There's no pins
Oh, wait, I'm asking for things that I think are sitting in front of me. Here's one.
How could you do this?
How could I do this to you?
I trusted you.
And I let you down.
I'm cutting the tape off the front of it so you won't be able to see it. Oh wait, you won't be able to see it when I put this.
You're right. You're right.
I don't need to do that.
Thanks, Mr. Savage. Every tool's a hammer. Just for the record.
Sometimes.
Why didn't we bring the dead blow hammer out to Drac?
Why didn't I bring the dead blow hammer?
No, why didn't we grab it out of the garage?
I was gonna say, I actually didn't bring the dead blow hammer on the plane because I was flying commercially and I have to legally classify it as a weapon.
Oh god.
They don't call it a dead blow hammer because they're alive when I'm done with it.
Wow.
I'm fronting. I've never killed a man with a dead blow hammer.
Yeah.
Use a claw hammer for the hand. It's got a sharp end.
Oh Jesus. Suicide killer tips with Drac.
Yeah.
Not suicide. Serial killer. That's the word.
I fuck with speakers. He ain't wrong, folks. Can you rebarrel the rival jolts, fire elites, and halflings? It'll be super easy to do. Barely an inconvenience. The last quote, by the way, was from Treasure Planet. Nobody got it. It's what the robot Ben says when he's fixing the ship. Back you go, you naughty plug. There was just another quote that somebody can place a second ago. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Michelle needs an animated avatar that appears in the Nerf news. That would be fun. Anytime she's talking, a little cartoon Michelle pops up.
There's occasionally
some off-camera comments.
Light ribbing.
Taffy's been making animations lately. We can commission them from him.
We should commission it from Taffy. His artwork is super cute.
That's another boy right there.
That'll go count.
So how many is that? 3?
No, we cranked 4 out. And the reason we can't do all 5 is we are missing rods to complete the front end. So
and a ram.
And the one that we need a rod and a ram, and the one that we haven't completed is mine. So I'll finish it later.
You haven't completed 4 because there's 2 fronts right here.
1, 2, 3. Really, we've only done 3?
Yeah.
Is this 4, and I'm missing that many rods?
I guess so.
These are all long boys.
I can use long boys to build a back end for one of them. We need to cut down some of these rods, or just ask Slug for some short boys. Probably just ask
if we
Slug
mark them. If we
boys.
mark them, Addy can help me cut them in like 2 minutes.
Well, we gotta be wrapping this up.
Yeah, we gotta wind down the stream. Foam Blast needs some dandy tiger chibis like at Vampire Drac. The man does good work and he understands our hobby. I think that would be excellent.
You eels. Are you an eel?
No,
Thank you for the
I'm pretty
super
sure
chat.
his name is Sam, and he's from my chat, and I'm pretty
Thank
thrilled
you,
that he's blending the worlds. Excellent. Sam, thank you for donating to Addy.
Appreciate it.
Kelvin's been dropping little 100-bit bombs in here for the Hammerman. Thank you so much.
Ricky says it's taking us way longer than it took him. That's because it's fun to talk.
Who says that?
I don't know. Ricky Rampage.
Okay, I mean,
It's fun to talk.
so first off, everything takes longer on chat because we're chatting. And second off, if you want to make a competition, then we'll make it a competition. Foam Fest Mod Party. I'll build a town called Way Faster.
That would actually be a fun competition thing.
Well, in War 1 we did Maverick modding, Speed Maverick modding, and then for the champion round, Chicken and I modded together, but the rule was for the champion round you had to be blindfolded. I'm pleased to say that the best man won. Here's me. No, the difference is that Chicken's not normally blind in his day-to-day life. Removing my vision wasn't a huge handicap. Like, just contributed to the after-school slump. Spam put in an order.
Thanks.
Excellent. We'll throw some goodies in there. We'll make it good for you.
So we gotta be wrapping this up so we can start packing orders. So one more time, follow and whatever on Twitch.
That's true. Twitch.tv/VampireDrac, and Addy is at
YouTube.com/PhoneBlast and PhoneBlastShop.com. Place an order before 4 o'clock Pacific, and Drac will do something.
I'll lick the envelope. I'll scribble some things on it. I'll put a sticker in there for you. How about that? Those are normally reserved for Nick's Cage orders, but we'll make it extra spicy for you. Yeah, exactly. More work, exactly. So we're gonna go do that, and then Addy and I are gonna drive 4 hours, and then for those of you out in P-Rock, we'll see you tomorrow.
Who calls it P-Rock?
People who do Danger Boy things call it P-Rock.
No one calls it P-Rock.
I'm sticking to my guns.
Shall in the stream before I beat him.
Double entendre.